Need some coins for that God Squad you've always wanted? For the cheapest coins anywhere, check out MMOEXP.com and use code ZERK for 5% off your order. Link is in the description.
The whole thing wobbin', wobbin', wobbin'. When I come around, got the whole thing wobbin'.
Today, guys, I'm going to talk to you about the best 90 overall playoff wildcard player to take and also kind of explain what these cards are. I do want to give a shout out to Derek Waller for being a part of the Noti Gang. If you guys want a chance to shout out in the next video, drop a like in the vid. Make sure you guys are subbed to the channel, turn notification bell on, and comment down below. Noti Gang. Also, guys, we have the NFL playoffs starting tomorrow, and I'm doing a massive giveaway right now over on Twitter. Check out the link down below in the comment section. All you guys have to do is retweet the tweet, follow myself over on Twitter, and comment down below on that tweet your guys' underdog fantasy username. If 3 out of 4 or 4 out of 4 of these picks hit, I'm going to give away $300 in underdog fantasy funds to you guys, $100 to 3 different people. And if you guys sign up right now in underdog fantasy using code ZERK, it will double your first deposit up to $100, and you guys get a Mahomes 0.5 total yard special for this weekend. Follow me over on Twitter for my picks. I will have a bunch of NFL posted up tonight. I also will have NBA. Maybe by the time this video is posted, my NBA picks are already up, so check out my Twitter now. NFL tonight, and then NFL throughout the weekend. I am hyped for the playoffs. All right, so starting off, let's talk about what these wildcard players are and how do you get them. Now, this is not a free player that you guys get to go and pick. This is not free, but I will tell you guys this. You probably want to do it because there's an objective in the playoff field pass for doing it. Now, the set, you can find on the playoff set right here. You need 188, 185, and 382s to complete this set. Now, they did say, though, the longer that you guys wait, the more expensive this is going to be to get done. So I'd probably just do it now. If I were you guys, I'd probably just do this set right now. But it does cost about 60,000 coins. As you guys can see, you do get 1,000 playoffs XP for just doing this set. So I feel like a lot of people are going to do it just simply to get the objective done for the field pass, which is not a bad idea. And also in general, you could do it because maybe you want some of the players. But what exactly is this pack? What are these players? How do they upgrade? What exactly is going on? So one thing I do want to mention, you guys, is something that I've seen some people say they are going to do. And to be honest, you might just be able to do this. Wait to select the player, okay? Because the pack here is a fantasy. Now, if you don't know exactly what's going on with these cards, every single one of these players, as we continue to go out the playoffs here, they're going to go up in overall, right? Every single one of these players is going to be able to go up to a 93. However, if they just straight up win their game, like when my Cowboys beat the Packers this weekend, Tony Pollard's going to go up to a 91 overall. You don't have to pay for that. But let's say, you know, Aaron Jones, obviously the Packers are going to lose, so he will go up to a 91 after this week, but you have to pay for it with training points. So no matter what, no matter who you choose, they're going to be able to go up to a 93 overall. But you want to go with someone who, number one, is a good card, and number two, is going to win, because obviously that is less training that you're going to have to spend, or maybe zero training. If the player that you choose off the team makes the Super Bowl, well then, 93 for free. At least upgrade anyways to 93 for free. But something that some people said they're going to do is just straight up not pick a player and let the pack sit here, and then, you know, maybe they'll upgrade. Now, can you do that? I don't know. To be honest with you, I really don't know. But I'm just going to talk about which way you guys can go, which player you can potentially pick. I don't know if it's going to like auto force you to select a player once the games are done or before the games start, whatever. I wouldn't imagine so. So, I mean, hey, you could literally probably just sit on this pack. So do that if you want. But today we're going to talk about the best players to go ahead and select here and which ones I personally am going to do. All right, so I have all of the playoff upgrade players here ranked from worst to best. Now, a couple things you need to know, guys. Number one, yes, these are BND. I don't believe that they will ever become auctionable. So you have to remember that whichever player you're choosing to be on your team permanently. So you have to go with someone who, number one, you want to keep on the team. Number two, that you can actually use. And number three, a card that you would hope would win so you don't have to spend as much training points, because we don't know exactly how many training points it would cost to take somebody from a 90 to a 93 overall. So a lot of factors here in terms of usability, how long they'd be good on your team, and then also on top of that, how far they will make it in the playoffs so you don't have to spend training. So just keep that in mind as I go over everything. But starting off, my absolute least favorite one is the Lions guy, Alan McNeil. 84 speed, 91 excel, 90 strength, 90 block shed. This card's just all around, like, not that great, right? No pass rush on him, and I'll be honest, I think the Lions lose. I know they're favorites at home. I think they lose to the Rams, so you're gonna have to pay to get him to a 93. Next up, Cameron Hayward. This card's actually not all that bad. 87 speed, 82 excel, 91 strength, 91 power move, 90 block shed, you know, up to a 93 overall. This is probably gonna be a pretty solid card, but this is a B&D defensive end. You don't really have a lot of longevity necessarily at defensive end as a B&D. And then, of course, you know, once you're done with him as your starter, then pretty much that is it, right? Also keep in mind, guys, these cards, they go up to 93s. I do believe that they will unlock new abilities, so that's something else to kind of keep in mind here for some of the players. But with Cameron Hayward, yeah, the Steelers, obviously, I think we all are pretty sure here they're going to lose versus the Bills. I think it's going to be a lot closer game than people think, but I do think they are going to lose in Buffalo. Terrible weather game. They're going to be able to run the rock pretty well on the Bills, but the Bills, well, I think they pull it out for sure. So if you want to go with Cameron Hayward, you're going to have to pay to give him to a 93. Next up, Blake Cashman. I also do think the Texans lose this weekend. I think the Browns do beat them. This is a 6'1" middle linebacker, though, with 90 speed, 92 excel, has 87 block shed, cannot cover, and then has 89 agility and 87 change of direction. So up to a 93 overall. Like, this might be a pretty decent user card, but I think you're going to be spending training points to get him there. As for the fourth worst one, that would be Aaron Jones. This is actually not a bad card at all. You know, 92 speed, 92 excel, 91 juke move, 88 break tackle. Catching maybe you wish was a little bit better, but he is 208 pounds as well, a little bit more on the smaller side for a running back, so definitely not my favorite. Trucking's not really there, and again, you know, I truly do believe my Cowboys are going to beat the Packers, so if you want to take him up to a 93, you're going to have to spend training points to do so. The speed, though, at a 93 overall might be actually pretty solid. Like, this card at 93 might be pretty good, but you'll be paying for it. Now, after that, guys, let's get into a team that I think is actually going to win, and that would be Jordan Poyer. Jordan Poyer here, number one, they're going to win, right? They're going to beat the Steelers, so he's going to go up to a 91 overall. That is solid, but I'm just not a big fan of this card in general. The speed is really low, even at a 93 overall. You know, he might not get to 94 speed, might just be 93 speed. The man's still going to be too low. The block shed's pretty bad. The hit power is not good. I'm just not a big fan of this card. After that, we have Trent McDuffie. Now, I do think that the Chiefs are probably going to win this weekend, but this card overall, 91 speed, 92 excel, 90 man, 88 zone, 5'11", you know, up to a 93 overall. This card would be pretty solid, to say the least. Maybe they boost him up to 94 speed. Not much going on in the run game. Would be over 90 man, over 90 zone coverage. It's overall a solid card. I don't think the Chiefs make it to the Super Bowl, so you'll have to pay to get him up to a 93, but this is a corner. This is a depth position. This is decent. Next up, Jordan Fuller. I actually kind of like this card quite a bit. 6'2", 92 speed, 92 excel to start off. Also has 87 man, 90 zone, and I do think that they win this weekend. So going up to a 91, maybe gets up to 93 speed. Of course, you know, I think they will win this weekend and then likely will end up facing the 49ers. I actually think they could upset the 49ers and get up to a 92 overall with Jordan Fuller, where then they would likely face the Cowboys in the NFC Championship, and then you'll have to pay them to get into a 93 because the Cowboys would beat them there. I swear I'm not being biased, okay? I'm just trying to be truthful here. Jordan Fuller, I like the card, though. Next up, Jason Kelce. Now, Kelce is a center and a very solid card at that. 89 run block, 90 pass block, 88 strength, 74 speed, 74 excel, 295 pounds. I like the card, right? I like the card. Now, you do have to also remember this, though. We do have Creed Humphrey, okay? Creed Humphrey with those motivator boosts, and obviously just got that 94 overall card. So if you're going to get a center, you want to get Creed Humphrey, right? So just keep that in mind there. I do think this is a solid card. However, I think the Eagles lose this weekend, so you'll have to pay to upgrade him to a 93. So I'm just not my favorite. Definitely not my favorite alignment, especially because of Creed Humphrey. After him, we have Lester Cotton Sr., the left guard, who is kind of a bigger left guard at 325 pounds, has 91 strength, 90 run block, 88 pass block, and again, it's an O-lineman. You know, taking these B&D O-linemen is never a bad idea, even if you necessarily have to pay to get him up to 93. And at least at left guard, you know, there's not a loss of a motivator boost that you're missing out on if you go with Lester Cotton here, whereas Creed Humphrey at center, you obviously want to go with him over the Kelsey card. So Lester, I think the Dolphins lose. You'll have to pay to upgrade him, but for a BND 93 left guard, could be worth it. As for my third best card, guys, I'm going to go with Tony Pollard. Obviously, I am very confident in my Cowboys winning this week. And then if we face Tampa as I expect it to be, yeah, we would definitely destroy Tampa Bay as well. So 92 overall. And personally speaking, I do think the Cowboys have a great chance at making it to the Super Bowl, especially if the Rams do knock off the 49ers and the Rams have to come to Dallas for the NFC Championship. So Tony Pollard, 92 speed base, 91 excel, you know, good agility. He's got 90 juke, 90 break tackle. The trucking's not really there, and the catchy stats not really great as well. But I do think this is overall a solid running back, and I have confidence in the Cowboys advancing far into the playoffs. By the way, in case you guys are curious about the Jadeveon Clowney for the Ravens and the 91 overall 49ers player, we don't get those until next week coming into the game. So yeah, you want to do the set now. It'll be cheap or whatever. So if you're going one of these cards, Pollard, my third ranked one. As for my number 2 player, that's going to be Cedric Tillman. And this card's underrated. 6'3", 93 speed, 90 excel, 87 catching traffic, 90 juke move, 90 break tackle, decent route running as well. I think overall it's actually a very slept on card for a 90. I mean, if this guy gets up in overall, which I do think they're going to beat the Texans, so he's going to go up to a 91 overall. I think, depending on the way that the rest of the seeding goes, I believe they would end up facing the Ravens in the AFC in round 2. I don't see them winning that, but at least you're going to get them up to a 91 overall, maybe get them up to 94 speed. I think at a 93 overall max, if EA really wanted to juice this card up, we could see this being a 95 speed BND wide receiver, which would be amazing to have on your team. So Cedric Tillman, I'm actually kind of big on this card, even though I don't think the Browns make it past the wild card weekend. And the same thing goes for my number 1 player, which is going to be Tristan Wirfs. I do believe the Eagles are just kind of falling apart. Obviously, the Jalen Hurts injury, the A.J. Brown injury. We don't even know if he's going to be playing this weekend yet. Tristan Wirfs here, a massive left tackle, 345 pounds. Originally was a right tackle, if I remember correctly. Does not have secondary position, though, for right tackle. But at left tackle, 345 pounds. He's just absolutely huge. 87 strength, 77 speed, 90 pass block, 88 run block. I do think they win this weekend, going up to a 91 overall, but then you'll have to pay after that because they're not going to get to the Cowboys. So Tristan Wirfs here, I think, is my number 1 player. Cedric Tillman, number 2, and Tony Pollard, number 3. You'll have to pay to upgrade Cedric Tillman and Tristan Wirfs, but Tony Pollard, you might end up getting a free 93 overall. So with that being said, guys, I hope you did enjoy the video, and if you did, make sure you guys drop a like in the video, and of course hit that sub button down below, and let me know which 90 overall you guys are going to be picking. If you guys enjoyed this video, check out these.